The squirrel was magic!
Beware your human heart. This is Diabolical Index for Monday, April 9th, 2018, where the pages of the uncanny reside. I'm Corey Dawson, as always, live from Paradox City Books and Games in Rising Sun, Indiana, and I am totally pumped. We will be doing one in a great series of adventures, I guess, in the Choose Your Own Adventure vein that we normally do on non-entry episodes like this one. Except this one is called Lone Wolf. It was written by Joe Deaver, and it was a big one on the book fair run. And Lone Wolf number 3, actually, I found out, The Caverns of Calte, the one, it was number 3. This is Fire on the Water, number 2 of the Lone Wolf series. And it turns out, as I was looking through this one, I found out that Caverns of Calte is actually number 3. So it's pretty crazy that the first book that I remember buying in a book fair is actually the one that's directly after this one, so that'll be pretty fun. However, we've been getting pretty good at starting at 9 o'clock. Today, we're a little bit late. It's because there's definitely some complex things to do with this one, other than 2 weeks ago, with Scene of the Crime. That wasn't the most exciting of stories. This one has all kinds of little elements to it that we had to kind of smooth out and get into balance before we started. Otherwise, it would take forever. But speaking of taking forever, there are some things that are finally coming back around again, and that is the cinematic reality. They are beginning their run within next week, something like that. You guys will be starting filming on that? This weekend. We'll start the filming of Studio 605 and Brandon Pruitt's movie, Cinematic Reality. Everybody's been waiting for that one. And actually, Sean Burkett and Concept Media, they will be still running theirs. Indiegogo? Indiegogo? Okay, the Indiegogo for Don't Want to Get in the Woods 2. People keep going back to that place again, even finding out about what happened to the last campers that went there. But they're still trying to raise funds to get number 2 off the ground. So definitely go to their Indiegogo page for Concept Media, Studio 605, and Sean Burkett for that one. And also, in the Indiegogo range, definitely check out the Deranged Minds Entertainment for their new movie, Inverted. They had done Red Eye at the Midwest Horror Fest last year, and it was totally insane. It was as shocking could possibly be. It really, really turned some heads. So they've gotten a lot of buzz for that, and the new feature won't be any exception. I actually went to the Indiegogo page today myself, and I donated some to make sure they get that off the ground, and it'll come with some pretty cool perks. So definitely go to Inverted. I think it might be under Inverted Movie, under the Indiegogo campaign. It's also Invert Yourself. Definitely check that out under Deranged Minds Entertainment. And just to let you know, for this week at Magic Squirrel Network, the Tuesday and Wednesday spots are going to shift places this week. So Anamonkai will be on tomorrow in place of Heckles and Horror, and TJ will be back on Wednesday. And I want to say congratulations to TJ for having some of the highest numbers of people checking out Heckles and Horrors for the last little while. So he deserves it. It's a fun show, and I think he really keeps the laughs and the chills going on that show. So definitely checking out on Wednesday this week for Heckles and Horror, and on Monkai on Tuesday. Is there anything I'm forgetting? Anything I should bring up? All right.
Your stickers.
Oh yeah. Thank you. He's better at the marketing than I am. I got my Diabolical index stickers. Let's see, right about there, that way, right there. I got these in, and I've got a ton of them. So anyone who wants some, let me know. Stop by the shop Friday through Sunday. Although I have to say, I'm pretty busy for the next couple of weekends, so I'm not even sure if I'll be around. But definitely message me on the site, on Facebook or text. I'm also on Instagram, I think. Yeah, I'm on Instagram and all those things. Not all of them, but Snapchat and different things. I don't know. I'm a novice when it comes to this stuff. My purview is the printed page. So this may not seem like a book when we go through. It may seem like an RPG, and I guess it's 2-in-1. Really, it was the beginning of that sort of thing when I was a youngin'. So without further ado, I think we'll go into this. Andrew will be helping me out with the different mathematics of hit points and whatnot as we go through, and help me keep all my weapons shuffled and find out whether or not we're going to survive this little journey. So, can you give me a book cam real quick? I want to show let's see, what's it called? The Magnamund. I want to show a map of the Magnamund and the Wastelands, if I can. Is it coming up pretty clear?
Yeah, it is.
I know the fold in the page doesn't help much, but that's what we're going to be rollicking through. And it has a little kind of a prelude here. So the bearer of the scroll, namely all of you, is an initiate in the disciplines of the Kai. So this is all about the Kai disciplines. You are Lone Wolf, last of the Kai lords. Bitter war rages through your homeland as the evil Dark Lords of the West lay siege to the capital. The king has sent you on a desperate journey to retrieve the only power in Magnamund that can save your people. The Summer Sword, the Sword of the Sun. Ahead of you lie terrible dangers, ferocious sea storms, the Tunnel of Tarnalin, the ghostly death hulks of Vonatar the Traitor. But only you can save your land from the devastation of the Dark Lords. Fire in the Water by Joe Deaver. Let's see. In the northern land of Summerland, it's been the custom for many centuries to send the children of the warrior lords to the monastery of Kai. There they are taught the skills and disciplines of their noble fathers. In olden times, during the age of the Black Moon, the Dark Lords waged war on Summerland. The conflict was a long and bitter trial of strength that ended in the victory for Summerlending in the great battle of Macon Gorge. King Olnar and the allies of Duranor broke the Dark Lord armies at the pass of Moitura and forced them back into the bottomless abyss of the Macon Gorge. Vashna, mightiest of the Dark Lords, was slain upon the sword of King Olnar, called Summer Sword, the Sword of the Sun. Since that age, the Dark Lords have vowed vengeance upon Summerland and the House of Olnar. You are Lone Wolf, a young Kai initiate, who is learning the secret skills of the Kai Lords. 2 days ago, your peaceful country was plunged into war when a vast Dark Lord army suddenly invaded Summerland and completely destroyed the Kai Monastery. All the Kai Lords were in attendance for the Feast of Felmarn, and all were killed as the monastery was surrounded and destroyed, the walls collapsing in on the assembled company. You, the only Kai Lord to survive the massacre, vowed then to avenge their deaths. You knew your first task had to be to warn the king. Without the Kai Lords lead your armies, your country, Summerland, would be unable to mobilize in time to drive the Dark Lords back. Your journey to the capital was perilous indeed. The enemy had overrun much of the country, and were marching upon Holmgard, the capital itself. But despite the many dangers, you fought your way through the capital and delivered your warning to the king's court. There you were greatly praised for your skill and bravery, but your mission was not complete. With the Kai Lords dead, there remained only one power in all of Magnamund that could save your people from the Dark Lords, the Summer Sword. 40 days, Lone Wolf. You have strength to stand against them for 40 days in your mission to find the Summer Sword. Alright. So that's the beginning. Now it's time to begin our part of the story. Fire on the Water. Lone Wolf, number 2. Captain Duval and his guards escort you to the Citadel Gate, where a small covered wagon awaits you. As soon as you clamber in, the gates are thrown open, and you are hurried away through the crowded streets of Homeguard. After a short but uncomfortable journey, the wagon stops, and the driver pulls open the canvas flap. "This is the quay, my lord. There is your ship, the Green Scepter." As he speaks, the driver points across the quay to a sleek trade vessel, anchored near the harbor wall. Can I get a book, Cam? Here's an illustration of the Green Scepter. The first mate's name is Ronan. You will find him waiting for you across the square at the Good Cheer Inn. Then a driver bids you farewell and quickly disappears into the teeming crowds. You reach the inn to find the front doors locked and the window shutters boarded. You are trying to decide what to do next when a hand grabs your arm and you are pulled into the darkness. All right, here we go. If you wish to draw your weapon and attack your unknown assailant, turn to 273. If you wish to try and pull free of his grasp, turn to 160. So, full into the melee, instantly, starting with the action on this one. Hopefully it's a reward for having to deal with the small town corruption and scene of the crime of that Choose Your Own Adventure 2 weeks ago. I apologize for that. I should have read a little bit ahead to see maybe exactly what the crime was supposed to be. I think everybody went into that thinking that there was going to be some carnage afoot, but hey, at least there was a drive-by shooting. That's all. That's the only thing that matters, you know. It had to do with children. What are you going to do? But I think the Lone Wolf is going to be filled with action and intrigue. So let me know what you'd like to do. If you wish to draw your weapon and attack your unknown assailant, turn to 273. If you wish to try and pull free of his grasp, turn to 160. Could be a friend. Could be a foe.
160.
So we have one that wants to pull free of his grasp. So, I guess we have a little bit of a pacifist there.
It was James.
Oh, whoa, really?
Yeah.
Well, I would have thought that James would have wanted to. Well, I don't know. James is a diplomat. I'm not going to say he's a pacifist because he can throw down if he needs to, but I think that he may want to find out a little bit more about this person before he just pulls out sword and maybe hits him with a mind blast, which we have.
One for attack on Instagram.
One for attack, one for attack, and one for evade. So
we got 270.
You got a 270. 273 is draw your weapon and fight. So
Josh said shank him.
Okay. All right. So how many is that? We got
two for attack. And
two for attack and one for evade. We'll give him a few more seconds.
JJ said 160.
JJ wants to. Why am I not surprised? JJ thrown in for the tie. See, it's Andrew all over again. It's the rising. Oh gosh. But hey, you are the lone wolf. You are the last of the Kai Lords. So maybe you want to keep your training and knowledge for another day.
James said, "Diplomat, really?"
Hey. Yes, James, diplomat. I mean, you try to smooth the way. You try to promote peace between enemies. I've seen it happen before. I've also seen you get punched about the head and genitals before for making fun of somebody. So it can go either way. People are dynamic. They have all kinds of facets to their personality. You can't just put somebody in one category and expect them to stay there. So if you wish to draw your weapon and attack your unknown assailant, turn to 273. If you wish to try and pull free of his grasp, it's 160. So those of you just joining us, you've gone to a local inn right before you're about to board your ship for lands across the sea, and you've been grabbed by someone, and the question is whether or not to fight or flee. So to fight, it's 273, and to flee, it's 160. Well, I guess maybe not flee, but at least get free of the person so you can find out what's up. So there you go. Give you a few more seconds to make your bid. I'm not so sure there's a picture of Lone Wolf in here, but it's hard to say. I mean, the name Lone Wolf makes you think of kind of like a shaggy type of ranger type of guy, but I don't know. There's a little bit of priesthood to these guys. I don't know. It's hard to say.
I'm gonna say
What's Andrew going to say? He's mulling it over. I can see that beard twitching with thought over there.
Like, it's just a dude walking up to you, right? You don't know who
No, I think you've been grabbed. Hand grabs your arm and you're pulled into the darkness. I mean, I guess you could be being rescued.
Or it could have been just somebody trying to give you a mission, too.
But see, Andrew said it could be somebody giving you a mission. That's coming from someone who plays a lot of these games. And, I mean, let's say that you're going downtown and somebody grabs you and pulls you into the darkness. It's not necessarily going to be someone who wants to put you on a mission.
That is true. But
so,
this is fantasy.
You never know. So
I'm going to go with attack.
Okay, so does that make it 3 for attack?
Yep.
All right. So we're going to 273. Almost to the end. That never bodes well. 273. You're about to strike when your assailant shouts, "I am Ronan, my lord. I meant you no harm." You manage to divert your blow at the last moment, and your weapon smashes the back of a wooden chair. The beads of sweat that's broken out on the sailor's face appear to confirm that he speaks the truth. Lower your weapon and turn to 160. That's what you get for being a hard ass.
I told you it was a mission.
Forgive me, my lord. I did not mean to startle you. The man seemed nervous, and the open hand that is extended toward you is shaking quite visibly. With some caution, you accept the gesture of friendship and sit with the man at the tavern table. The place is deserted, save for a couple of mice gnawing at a large chunk of cheese. Captain Kellerman has instructed me to take you to the Green Scepter, but only if I'm sure that you're a Kai Lord they call Lone Wolf. Which is... It's kind of a... I don't know. I don't know if they would call him that, but never know. Can you prove your identity? You decide. You must show your mastery of one of your Kai disciplines. Okay, so... We made some decisions for all of us before you got here, because otherwise it would just take forever. So the 5 disciplines that we chose were Mind Blast, Mind Shield, Healing, Weapon Skill. Am I forgetting one? And
Mind.
I got that one.
You got Mind Shield?
Yep. Come on.
Healing,
Did I get Camouflage? Sixth Sense. So, it says you want to demonstrate the discipline of Healing. Turn to 16. Mind Blast, 133. Once you demonstrate your weapon skill, turn to 255. Or, if you do not possess any of them, or you do not wish to demonstrate them, turn to 348.
What do you guys think we should do?
So, do you want to show them what you got? We actually have a few of these. So, basically, if you want to demonstrate Healing, go to 16. Mind Blast, go to 133. Weapon Skill, which is with the sword, 255. And this is all picked at random when it comes to the weapons. There's a random element to the game that you just kind of point your finger down, and the number you hit, it gives you what weapon you wield. So,
one for Mind Blast, one for Weapon Skill.
Okay, we have one for Mind Blast and one for Weapon Skill. I mean, the Mind Blast would be pretty fun to see what happens there. So, if you want to, I mean, what's Healing going to do? Like, if the guy has a cut on his finger, you just kind of heal his cut? I mean, and especially since at this point, if you were to try to, if you had a cut, which we don't have, you'd have to try to heal yourself, and you can't get above a certain, we're at a base level right now. We haven't been in any sort of a skirmish, much to the disappointment of Josh and James and Andrew. So, make your choice. Healing, Mind Blast, Weapon Skill, or not to show them anything. It's up to you. Make your choice. Sometimes I wish I was in the audience. It'd be a lot of fun making these choices. There's a picture of a mouse here eating some cheese.
We
But
got one for 16 as well.
one for Healing.
She said JK, though.
Oh, JK? Who is it?
Mary.
Mary. Oh, okay. All right.
316. No, she meant 16. Yeah.
Okay.
16. She just said 316 at first.
316.
Yeah. Then we have 6 cents.
Sixth
Mind
Sense.
Blast.
So we have one of each.
Hang on.
Is what you're
Mind
saying.
Blast. Mind Blast.
Have we got 3 Mind
No,
Blasts?
6 cents. James said 6 cents. Never mind. Mind Blast.
Okay, so he changed his vote.
Yeah. And then on Instagram we have Weapon Skills.
All right, so right now Mind Blast is leading the pack. I'm going to give you a couple more seconds. If you want to demonstrate Healing, turn to 16. Mind Blast, turn to 133. If you want to demonstrate to your weapon skill of the sword, it'd be 255. Or you can choose not to show any, or nothing. So, seems like Mind Blast is in the lead right now, which I don't disagree with that. I would love to see a Mind Blast knock this guy off his feet, but I'm not sure if this guy's going to have you do it at a random person or himself.
We'll end up making him like slow or something.
I think it. I know that it takes away like endurance and stuff. It hurts you, so I don't know. You may need this guy. Maybe this is kind of a strategic choice. Maybe we shouldn't blast this guy, but I mean he's asking for it, so.
Josh said you should have shanked him, then you could have healed him. See.
That's a point. Josh has a point. He said I should have stabbed the guy. So although it probably would have been a slash, it is a sword, not a dagger. So
yeah, we got another Mind Blast.
Okay, Mind Blast. We're going for it.
Yeah.
All right. That was my choice anyway. Even I don't have a choice. I don't put my choices in the list. So 133. Oh my God. I hope we get to that soon. That's an ugly looking dude. All right. Looking directly into the sailor's eyes. You concentrate your Mind Blast at his open hand. What?
Maybe like.
Oh, I see.
Like the Force.
Oh, I see. Okay. You concentrate your Mind Blast at his open hand. Suddenly, the man falls backward from the chair, clutching his hand as if he picked up a live, red-hot coal. When you explain what's happened to him, he looks at you in amazement. Turn to 268. He broke every finger in his hand. He'll never play the lute again. Maybe.
It's good. Screw all those bards, man.
268. You are indeed a Kai Lord, says the sailor. But the astonishment on his face quickly changes to an unpleasant sneer. Uh-oh! Or should I say, you were a Kai Lord. Okay, I got a picture here. These are the harbor thugs that are coming after you.
You're good.
All right. Okay, we're getting our first fight here. As he speaks, a door crashes open behind you, and you turn to see 3 harbor thugs advancing towards you. Each is armed with a scimitar, and you have no choice but to fight all 3 as one enemy. The harbor thugs, their combined combat skill is 16, and their endurance is 25. So they're almost an exact match for us, because we're going to hit them with a Mind Blast and use our sword technique. So that will give us a 19. And let's see. Endurance, we have the exact same endurance. So let us see. 6. Okay. So the combat ratio. So we actually have a plus 3. Because we have the 19. So plus 3.
How do you get to that, though?
What's that?
To that combat ratio. You didn't explain that.
Oh, the combat ratio is done by taking your own combat skill and putting it up against your opponents, and then you either have a plus number or a minus number due to that. So in this case, since they were 16 and we're 19, we'd be at a plus 3. So the random number I picked in the random number table was 5. So I go to 5 and then over to plus, what'd I say? 6? Mm-hmm. Plus 6?
No, it'd be plus 3, wouldn't it?
Plus 3, yes, plus 3, sorry.
Keeping me honest.
Keeping me honest. So we have a -2 endurance and they have a -9.
-2 to us.
So this might take a minute. So how are we doing? What's our endurance at?
Huh?
What's our endurance at?
Our endurance is at 23.
And what's their endurance at? You're supposed to be doing this stuff for me. I'm reading a book to these people. So they're at 14.
Yeah, 14.
All right. So random number 1. So, okay, so they're at 14, and we're at what?
23.
14, 23, that's 9. So that's plus 9 at our benefit. What's the number I just said?
Plus 9.
No, what's the
1.
original number? 1. Okay. So 1 plus 9. Lone wolf minus 3. Enemy minus 8.
Minus 8.
So where are they at?
Minus 3. 14 minus 8.
14 minus 8 is 6. Come on, Andrew.
That's where they're at, man.
That's where they're at? Okay. Why don't we just say that we've won this battle?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, shit. We get... Oh. That's what you get for being around hobba thugs. We could have evaded. Oh, no, wait. It says that... Okay.
And you said it must fight.
No, they can give you the option to evade, too. But it says you may evade after 2 rounds of combat by running through a side door. So the question becomes, it seems like we smoked these guys.
We did.
We did.
We have
so,
at least, we'll minus 3 again, so we'll be at 19 health. Or, yeah, 19 health.
So we'll just say that we won that one. I don't think it's too shabby to say that, just to save some time. Because that one a couple weeks ago, I was amazed that it took 2 hours to get to where we were at. So time flies when you're having fun. The sailor who claimed to be the first mate, Ronan, seems to escape during the fight. You quickly search the bodies of the harbor thugs, but find nothing of value. However, you do notice that each of them have a tattoo of a serpent on their left wrist. They're death... What's that? What are those guys called? Death Eaters? They're Death Eaters!
From Harry Potter, or Lord of the Rings.
Wow. He just said Death Eaters from Lord of the Rings. You're losing some points, buddy. Whoever sent them to kill you must already know of the importance of your quest. You leave the tavern by the side door and discover the dead body of a sailor lying beneath some stairs. Inside the collar of his bloodstained jacket is a tag saying the name Ronan. I guess if they tagged their stuff, their laundry back then too. Just, I guess if it's thrown in a gigantic barrel with goats and stuff, you have to figure out whose is yours.
Did you pick another area? Like, did we go to another page?
Yes. No, not number. We didn't go to another. Wait, yes we did.
So we get a point.
Yes, we get a... Okay, so also, due to our healing skill, every time we go to a different number, then we gain some endurance back, even though fighting these guys was no big hurry. This must be the real Ronan. He's been murdered. You cover the body and turn towards the quay, where the green scepter is anchored, about 300 yards from the harbor wall. If you wish to use one of the many small boats or coracles, I don't know what that means. I'm imagining it's some kind of watercraft that are roped to the quayside, turn to 300. If you wish to hunt down the imposter who pretended to be Ronan, turn to 67. Paul's pretty bloodthirsty.
I want to go after the guy.
Okay, so that's Andrew. One definitely want to go after the fake Ronan who had you demonstrate your skill and then... What? But see, that's what I don't get. You just demonstrated a mind blast to this guy, and then he sends you up against these 3 ruffians. I just don't... I mean, I guess it could be someone... It may not be the friendly guy that you're looking for, but it might be someone who's trying to kind of enlist you for some sort of
Maybe it's
quest. Huh?
Maybe it's Ronan.
You think that he stabbed a random guy, put his jacket on that guy, said that he was Ronan, then sicked somebody on you, and then ran away, leaving his jacket on that guy? Is that what you're saying, Andrew?
It's Inception, man.
It's Inception. One layer upon another.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you trip backwards into a bathtub. Okay, so if you want to use a boat and
One for a boat.
Really? Who's that? Who's saying the boat? Who?
Oh, you just said it was a thatch boat.
Oh, a thatch boat. Okay.
That's what
Okay, cool. Oh, all right. So it's probably one of those things that Bruce Lee was using the skull to get around in and Enter the Dragon.
We got 2.
2 for the search for the guy.
Or 3, if you count me.
3 for the search for the guy, counting Andrew. Anyone want to take the boat and go to the Green Scepter and go about their business? It is business, and it is important. You have to find the Summer Sword, the Sword of the Sun, in order to save your... I mean, it's not a little place. It's a big place, so I don't know. I'm surprised that you're the... I mean, I guess you're the remaining Kai Lord, so there you go. But if you want to use one of the small boats...
We got another one for
to go to the Green Scepter. We're going to go 300. If you want to hunt down the imposter, which seems to be the winner as of so far, we'll give you a few more seconds before we go ahead. Yeah. As always, tune in to Magic Scroll Network during the week to find out everything you need to know about everything that you didn't know you need to know. That type of thing. And have fun while you're doing it. There's all kinds of new shows coming out. I kind of hesitate to talk about most of them because I haven't heard any updates lately, but I think there are at least 2 new ones that are waiting in the wings to come out, so that ought to be interesting. And there are also some special occasions happening. In fact, Pointless Discussions has an announcement this week. They have a reveal of one of their new little accoutrements. Not sure if I'm allowed to say which one, but there's special stuff happening on Pointless Discussions this week, so check it out. So, and with any luck, hopefully we'll be having Anamonkai come to you live, so you can answer.
Thing died.
What's that now?
I was talking to Instagram people.
Oh, it happens with those swiveling, whatever you call them,
Gyros.
some kind of gyroscopic gimbal wand. I don't know. He's just messing with a cylindrical object in his lap. You make the call. Okay, so, I mean, it looks as if everybody wants to go after the imposter. Is that true? Is that the way it's coming out?
We have 2 for boats and 3 for...
2 for boats and 3 for imposter?
For going after him, yeah.
Alright, so it sounds like we're going to 67. Much to our eternal dismay. It might just turn us back towards the boat, but I doubt it. 67. You quickly deduce that the imposter must have escaped by the main entrance to the tavern. So that means you're totally unobservant for a Kai Lord. But then again, maybe you have to have that skill. If he's still in the harbor area, you must be in or around the main square. You search the buildings and alleyways around the square, but there's no sign of him at all. Rather than waste more time in a fruitless search, you return to the quayside and... you untie a small thatched boat from its mooring.
They make you do it.
See, I warned about this before. I must have been remembering Lone Wolf. If you don't go in the way that they think you're supposed... I guess it's kind of like this virtual dungeon master, where they're like, yeah, you can make your choice, but if you don't make the right one, we're going to send you there anyway. As you row towards the Green Scepter, you begin to feel uneasy that so early in your mission, your enemy seems to have found you. Turn to 300.
We get another point, right?
Yes. Luckily, Andrew's keeping track of these points and stuff.
Hold on, guys.
Or at least as best as you can as he's dealing with this weird thing. As you paddle towards the sleek trade caravel, you notice to your surprise the boarding ladder is being pulled up. A mean-looking sailor leans over the gunwale and curses at you. I will curse at you a second time! Let's see. He seems to think that you're a refugee trying to stow away on board. But when you shout you're a lone wolf and you are ambushed by an imposter at the tavern, the ladder is soon lowered again. As you climb over the side of the ship, you're met by a small man in a gold-braided uniform. His face is almost totally covered by a shock of bright red hair and a red beard. Haul anchor! He booms. The crew spring into action as if their very lives depended on it. The captain ushers you below to his cabin where he pours 2 glasses of Wanlo, a strong spirit. His face shows concern as you tell him what's happened. There's evil treachery at work and the enemy already has plans afoot to thwart your quest, he begins when you've told your tale. It seems you have lost the enemy. It seems you have lost the element of surprise, and I have lost a courageous first mate. Let us only hope that the voyage to Duranor be swift and safe. You leave him to go up on deck, just in time to see the outline of Holmgard on the horizon. With mixed feelings of pride and apprehension, you descend the stairway to your cabin as the last spire of the capital disappears from you. Alright. It is time to pick a random number from the random number generator. The number is 5. I keep picking 5. I'm picking another one. I picked 5 like 6 times. So. 2. If the number is 2 to 3, turn to 316. Not exactly sure why a random choice is needed here. Let's see. 316. The following morning, you are woken by the cry of the ship's lookout high in the crow's nest. Ship ahoy! Ship off the starboard bow! You climb up on deck and brace yourself against a fresh sea breeze. On the horizon, you can see the wooded coastline of eastern Summerland, but in the middle distance is a merchant ship that looks badly damaged. It's low in the water and has only one mast remaining intact. It flies the flag of Duranor, but the flag is upside down, a symbol of distress. Let's see. It's telling me to pick a number again. Actually, you guys pick a number. Number between 1 and 9. I'm tired of this random number generator stuff. Got to give you guys some choices here. So, everybody pick a number between 1 and 9. You've got 5 seconds.
1 and 9.
Yep. It's as simple as that. Easy as falling off a log.
First one was 4.
Okay, number 4. 8. Got a 4 and an 8. 4 and an 8. 4 and 8. Lone Wolf. Fire in the water. 4 and 8. Give me 4 and 8. Give me 4 and 8. I would not make a good auctioneer. I get my stuff screwed up. I guess, I mean, as long as you're talking fast, it doesn't really matter, but still. Yeah, pick a number between 1 and 8, and that will decide in which way we're going. Or which page we're turning to in this wondrous book. That reminds me so much when I was a kid. I've been talking about the book fair for a couple of weeks now. It blows my mind. I think Mary brought it up one day too. I can't remember now, but I put up some sort of meme that said, I wish that I could feel what it felt like to go to a scholastic book fair in my adult life, and it just doesn't exist. I mean, maybe the lottery would come close to it. I'm not sure.
We got 6, 7,
So
4, 6. Twice, could that be the same person?
Was it 6 twice?
Well, that's correct.
Same person?
Same person.
Okay. So what were they again?
8.
8. 7. 4.
6.
6. 8, 7, 4, 6. We're turning to 94.
Turning to 94, whatever that means.
Whatever that means, yeah, it didn't say one way or the other. You urge the captain to investigate the vessel, but he ignores your plea and orders the crew to continue with their duties. As the trading ship disappears from view, you stare at it and wonder why the captain was so reluctant to do anything. You descend below deck and take care to lock the door of your cabin behind you. Lone Wolf trusts no one. He doesn't know who's on his side. He thinks the captain himself might be sabotaging his mission. Everyone is suspect. After 3 uneventful days at sea, you find shipboard life rather dreary. Huh, awesome. Since we have the discipline of healing, all of our former endurance points have been restored during this little hiatus. Let's see. Did you hear that, man?
Yeah, I got it.
We're back to full. On the afternoon of the 4th day, you are talking with an injured sailor on deck when you smell smoke seeping from the hold. If you want to enter the hold to stop the fire, return to 29. If you wish to shout fire, turn to 236. If you wish to warn the captain, turn to 101. So, if you want to take action, if you want to warn everyone, or if you want to tell the captain, those are our choices. If you want to go down to the hold and see what the cause of the fire is, turn to 29. If you want to shout fire, you go to 236. If you want to warn the captain, turn to 101. It could be sabotage. It could be some sort of cooking malfunction. The blacksmith could have screwed up when he was making some sort of whaling harpoon. Who knows? Only Gregory Peck, otherwise known as Captain Ahab. But no, James, I'm not going to do the impression. I'm not going to do it. Although I did think about, I think it'd be fun to have Buffalo Bill and Gregory Peck show up on the same talk show together. Even though they're both dead. But it's whether or not you want to go in the hold and find out what the fire is all about, to yell fire and warn everyone that way, or you can tell the captain. Lone Wolf is a man of action, and he doesn't trust the captain, and I don't know if he even cares about the rest of the lives of everyone on boat. So I would imagine everyone's going to go for the finding out what the fire is. Although, it is kind of foolhardy to go into the hold of a ship when it's on fire. So, it could go the other way too. Make your choice. All I know is we got to get off this boat because, I don't know. We're not fighting anyone. We're not getting in trouble with any warlocks.
236, 29, and investigate the fire.
So that's 2 for investigate the fire. Who wants to shout fire? That's 236.
Christina, Paul's wife.
Ah, I see. Well, I mean, she is a mom. She likes to she wants to make sure everybody's safe in their little pirate get-ups and whatnot. But maybe, I don't know, they're not supposed to be pirates. I guess they're supposed to be just kind of sailors. So I'm assuming they're ill will. I guess that's just I don't know. I mean, you got grabbed first thing and people aren't trusting you and they won't do what you say, and you would have thought the captain would have looked at the only remaining Kai Lord and investigated that ship. So, since the boat's on fire, I would imagine at some point we're going to jump off and try to see what that ship's all about. But, so do we have a majority on entering the hold? I would imagine that's probably
The same, I think.
2-1.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're going for it. We are going to 29.
She said, I just want everybody to be safe.
That's what I said. You release the lock and slide back the hatch cover. The sudden draft of air causes flames to billow out of the hold. You stumble backwards, clutching your burnt face. Lose 2 endurance points.
Yeah, us.
That's what we get for being foolhardy. Fire! Fire! The cry goes up. In panic, the crew fight to put out the flames. It takes over an hour to control the blaze. The damage is considerable. The entire store of food and fresh water was in that hold. And he didn't just drop a smartphone. It didn't happen. And the fires completely ruined both the water and the food, as well as weakened the structure of the ship. As he stands surveying the wreckage, the captain approaches you, his face blackened by smoke. He's carrying something in a bundle under his arm. "We must talk in private, my lord," he says quietly. Without replying, he turned and followed him to his cabin. 2, 2, 2.
So we gained a point, right?
Yeah. Did you take off our burnt face?
Yeah, we're at 24 right now. We only got, remember, we got us healed and then...
If I can find the... Ooh, okay. So, give me a book cam.
Alright, one second. And we're good.
I think it's Captain Kellnan. He's looking pretty ragged. Uh, 222. After taking care to close his door, the captain opens a mysterious bundle and tips the contents on the cabin table. A large charred earthenware jug and several blackened rags drop in a heap. They give off a strange oily smell. "That was no accidental fire," he says solemnly. "This was an act of sabotage. The forward hold is a food store, yet I find this oil jug and 3 soaked rags upon the floor. Someone on this ship is prepared to risk his life to stop us reaching Doranor." You both stare at the burnt rags as they hold an answer to your questions. Suddenly, a cry from up on deck breaks the silence. "Ship ahoy! Ship off the port bow!" Grabbing his sword and telescope, the captain disappears through the door and up the ladder to the deck above. If you wish to follow him, turn to 175. Okay, this is getting interesting now. If you wish to follow him, turn to 175. If you wish to make a quick search of his cabin, which may prove interesting, turn to 315. So, 175 to go on deck to see what the ship ahoy is all about, or quickly search his cabin for anything interesting. I mean, he showed you the evidence of arson. He could have started that fire himself. Why would he do that? Who knows? But personally, myself, I think it'd be interesting to find out what the captain's up to. You could get caught as well, and then
Fight him?
You might have to fight him. You might have to fight his crew members. You might be distrusted. They might keel haul you, make you walk the plank. Anything can happen. So, I'm for checking around the cabin. That's just me. But Andrew is just playing with fire.
Yeah.
He's balancing he's balancing technological objects just on some perilous perches here. They're all going to fall over and bust into a million pieces. But he is unflappable. Andrew Moore is unflappable. I haven't seen a thing make him perturbed, frustrated, stressed out. Nothing. I'm not so sure it exists. So, are we running up on deck to see what's up with the ship ahoy, or are we?
We got one for search, one for cabin.
One for search and one for cabin.
I'm terrible at this. 3:15.
Okay, so one for. Okay, so it's 2 for search for cabin. We'll give you a couple more seconds on that one. I would like to think, I mean, the ship ahoy is going to be important. It seems to me that sooner or later you're going to find out what's on the ship or whatever, but if I was me in Lone Wolf's position, I definitely would be checking around to see what I could find out about.
He doesn't know anybody, does he?
He doesn't know a damn person. He didn't even know Ronan, really. That's why he mistook him, for whoever that idiot was. I mean, for all he knows, Ronan could be on the ship. So, Ronan could have started the fire. And that little mind blast that messed the guys... I mean, but how powerful can your skill be if a guy's like, give it to me, and you blast his hand, and he's just like, ha, come on, guys. It's like, come on, man. I'm thinking mind blast, like, melt your face off like that Nazi guy in Lost Ark. So... wonderful scene. Still holds up, in my opinion. Physical effects, you can't beat them. You really can't. I don't care what they come up with. Although, I mean, Planet of the Apes, you just pointed at it. It's going to fall now. Now he's really pointing at it. It's definitely going to fall now. Okay, so what's the verdict? Are we going out on deck?
3:15. 175. I think that was last time.
3:15s. That's got to be the winner. We're a nosy bunch of people. Keeping one eye on the door, you quickly search the drawers of an ornate chart table. There does not seem to be anything unusual about the contents. You find mostly charts, maps, and navigational instruments. You're about to abandon this fruitless search when you notice a small lever hidden below the tabletop. You push it, and a panel flips open to reveal a small wooden box with a brass lock on it. If you wish to pry open the lock, turn to 190. If you wish to replace the box and join the captain on deck before he suspects something, 175. Oh! Even if you have the discipline of mind over matter, we do not have. So, replace the box or open the lock.
We're fully healed, too, because we went twice now, haven't we?
Yes. Yeah. So now we're fully healed again. I mean, I cease to think those thugs, I mean, it was barely a rough house. We mopped the floors with those guys, and it wasn't just a, pow, punch, fight. I mean, when we fight to kill, so those guys are all dead. So, we must have barely even got an abrasion from those dickheads.
They really want us to go up top, don't they?
Is everybody asking for replacing the box?
We got one for 150, one for open the lock.
I'm imagining that they meant 190.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Okay. Because, I mean, you already searched the place, you find a secret lever, and you find a secret box. Why aren't you going to try to get into the damn box? That's my point. I mean, it could be empty. I mean, you might be fumbling around trying to open the box. Next thing you know, the captain comes running in, and you get a shish kebab sandwich.
Shish kebab sandwich.
That's what happens. You say, hello, Scimitar. It says, hi, I want to become a part of you. Next thing you know, you're playing lutes. Like that one guy. Lone Wolf has been through a couple of wild skirmishes, nearly burned his face off. But one thing he hasn't done is put salt in his tea instead of sugar, like I did earlier. It was the end of a wonderful day, let me tell you. So I had to straighten that out right quick. So now I'm drinking Regular old H2O instead.
What's 190?
190 is open the box.
Everyone's saying open the box.
Everyone's saying...
Four, and I want to open the box.
Everyone's saying open the box.
What's in the box, man?
I knew it was coming. You know, I wasn't even going to do it because I knew it was out there. It was just too easy. Low-hanging fruit more we got here. Andrew, low-hanging fruit more. Using the edge of a steel rule to pry open the door or the lock, you suddenly feel a sharp pain in your chest. A cunning trap has been laid, and as you open the box, a small needle shoots out and embeds itself in your flesh. It's tipped with deadly poison. You die instantly. Your mission and your life come to a tragic end here.
Is that what it said for real?
That is what it said for real. Lone Wolf is dead. Holy shit, man.
We don't even get to fight or nothing? We just die?
Dead. We just got... What? So basically, this box was a punishment for treachery and for thievery. That's all it was there for. The secret lever, you open it up, you open the box, and you're dead. So... all of this, the entire... the history... of the country, the legacy of the summer sword, all of these things. You survived an entire book to reach this place, be nosy, and die of poisoning. I can't tell if we're like the most awesome vagabond that's ever lived, or if we just suck wholeheartedly. I can't decide. I mean... we went for it, right? We found the secret. How are you possibly gonna resist a secret lever? I mean, I guess we could have left the. I mean, what would have been great? Mind over matter. I bet that would have saved us. Mm-hmm. I bet that would have saved us.
Does mind over matter let you like go in the future and see what happens, or?
Mind over matter lets you go to the future, Andrew?
In the book. In the book.
No. Mind over matter means you can move things with your mind.
Oh, okay. It say that you can use it? Did it say you can use it?
Yeah, that was one of the things I just passed over because we don't have it. Because, I mean, it was one of those things where you're picking all these things and it's like Mind Blast, which I thought was going to take your head off, ends up just giving you a mild rash. Some bullshit. Alright, so... I guess the question becomes, do we want to completely start over? Where are we on time?
We are at 56 minutes.
56 minutes. So we're actually coming up on an hour. Mm-hmm. You guys want to go back and see, and go up on top? See what goes on? Let's do it. We're going back on. I can't remember where I was, though. 222?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are saying let's see the other endings.
Okay, so we're going up on deck the first time. It seems our bird has flown. I guess that's not his voice. It seems our bird has flown, says the captain. Which camera? Pointing to a longboat moving swiftly towards another ship on the horizon. She flies no flag, and her hull is of a strange shape. I ne'er before seen the like. You watch as the longboat reaches the mysterious ship. As if by magic, a sea fog appears from nowhere and engulfs the vessel. Moments later, both the ship and the fog have disappeared. Ooh. All right. So I'm gonna go with the number you guys picked last time, and we're gonna go 209, just to save a little bit of time. The crew start to whisper. You hear the words, ghost ship, and cursed voyage. But the muttering stops when the captain's voice booms out an order for all hands on deck. Only the creaking of the timbers can be heard as Captain Kelman climbs to the rear deck to address his crew. Men, we're 3 days' sail from Port Bax. The fire has robbed us from our provisions, and our fresh water has been fouled. We shall have to steer a new course to Ragadorn, where we shall make good our repairs and replenish our stores. That is all. The crew seem pleased by the captain's announcement and set about their duties with renewed vigor. Then the captain turns to you. We're about 8 hours from Ragadorn, my lord. My orders are to see you safely to Port Bax and pass you into the care of the summer-lending consul, Lord Lieutenant Rygar. But time is not our ally, and I fear the repairs may take a week or two to complete. When we drop anchor, you will have to find your own route to Duranor, by sea with us or alone by the coast road. As you return to your cabin, the king's words haunt your thoughts. 40 days, Lone Wolf. We only have strength to stand against them for 40 days. You don't have long to complete your dangerous mission. Turned in 197. As dawn breaks, a fierce storm rises, and you are awoken by the violent rocking of the ship. The floor of your cabin is awash, and the shouts of the crew can be hardly heard above the howling wind. You quickly dress, gather up your equipment, and make your way to the deck. That means that Lone Wolf sleeps in the nude. Just like someone else I know. You are soon joined by the captain, who takes hold of your arm and orders... Why is everybody grabbing Lone Wolf's arm? Do we not look intimidating at all? Hands off, buddy! Damn. He orders you to return to your cabin. Suddenly, as you start to go down, there's a thunderous crack, as high in the rigging, part of the mast snaps off. You look up to see the shattered pole falling towards you. Pick 1, 2, or 3, guys. 1, 2, or 3 will find your fate. As a cracked mast is running down by your head. I think we're marked for death here.
I think we are too.
I think that
we've done something wrong this entire time.
We've made some wrong turn somewhere along the line.
We pissed off the DMs what we did.
Everybody is trying to kill us. We asked for it. I mean, we went through the scene of the crime from one end to the other, and those little kids were as boring as a dead rock, and we asked for excitement, and we sure got it. This book wants us dead, period. Everything that we pick, we got a cracked mask flying out our heads, we open some little box, we're a thief, we get a needle of poison to the chest. Is everybody saying 2?
2 for 2.
2 for 2? All right, 1, 2, or 3, folks. Let's get this show on the road.
3 for 2.
3 for 2. All right, everybody's picking 2. Let's go. 141. As the mast smashes into the deck, a splintered beam hits your head and you're knocked overboard. Gasping for air, you fight your way to the surface and catch hold of that hatch cover. You're half stunned. You lose 2 endurance points.
No big deal.
No biggie. Little goose egg on the noggin. You pull yourself onto this makeshift raft, which can probably hold 2 people. Leonardo DiCaprio, what's up? Oh, by the way, Black Panther, smoking Titanic right now. Wakanda forever.
Oh,
why are you looking at me so funny? Do you watch the internet? Sheesh. The guy's like a computer genius, and he doesn't know what the hell's going on.
You're meant in box office sales. I was completely confused for a second.
Yeah, dude, they were like kicking ass. All right, you pull yourself in the raft and cling to it with all your strength. If you're wearing a chainmail waistcoat, which we're not, because we just picked everything but the stuff they're asking for. Damn it! You must discard it, or you'll drown for sure. Awesome. You feel dizzy and sick. As the heaving sea buffets you relentlessly, you gradually slip into unconsciousness. When you awake many hours later, the storm has passed. By the position of the sun, you judge it to be late afternoon. In the distance, you can see a small fishing boat, and beyond the horizon, land. The only trace of the green scepter is the hatch cover on which you now sit. They all lost their lives. If you wish to use your cloak to try to signal the boat, turn to 278. If you wish to ignore the boat and paddle towards shore, 337. Do you want possible help? Most likely bloodthirsty mutant on this ship. I mean, why would it possibly be a friend? I mean, but then again, there was a little fishing boat that you wanted to see what was up. Or, yeah, you tried to get the captain to go see what was up at the fishing boat and he wouldn't do it before, so maybe this is your second chance. Or is the fishing boat the harbinger of doom? Because before, there was a fishing boat, and then all of a sudden it got sucked up by that demon fog. And then the storm happens. And before, they saw the fishing boat, and then you almost got killed by the fire. So, what is it to be? Are we going to flag down the fishing boat and possibly damn ourselves to everlasting torment? Or are we going to paddle towards shore like Jack LaLanne? Which one is it going to be? I'm taking a drink of Wawa juice. This is throating me out. No one said anything? Are they tuning out? Is this too much for them? Is this too much intrigue and action and
death,
betrayal and death? And
I wasn't expecting to die like that at all.
Neither was I, really. But I mean, I remember as a kid. I mean, number one, it was really difficult with how young I was to go through all this jazz to deal with like juggling and weapons and stuff. But I remember Lone Wolf not being it didn't take it easy like some of the other ones. Oh, speaking of other ones, I want to let you guys know I found 6 Choose Your Own Adventure books this weekend, brand new. So
Everyone said it was a hard choice. Keep going.
It was a hard choice.
That's why they're taking a little bit.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, they're mulling it over. Okay. They're not making an impulsive move. That's good. That's good to hear. Or maybe they're going to get a bowl of popcorn. That's what I'd probably be doing. That's probably what I'll be doing in a little while. But, yeah. Are we going for the fishing boat and possibly the Harbinger of Doom, or are we just paddling for shore? But then again, it seems to me, okay, everybody, is this or is this not the most likely thing that's going to happen? We're going to say we want to paddle for shore. The fishing boat's going to flag us down. I don't think we're getting away from this fishing boat. It's already popped up twice. Yeah. But it's not me. It's the book itself.
We got 2 for fishing boat, 1 for shore.
2 for fishing boat, 1 for shore. Oh, okay, so the choose your own, I mean, they're called all kinds of stuff. Find your fate, pick your destiny. I found like 5 or 6 of them, and one of them is Indiana Jones. 2 of them are D&D. And then
Goosebumps has one. A couple of them.
Did TJ say he had the Goosebumps one?
He did say it.
Okay, so we'll do that someday.
I think that's a pick your fate one.
Because I know that'll be fun. Especially after this bloodthirsty massacre that we've dealt with. I mean, it's good. It's good. It brings everything back to an even keel because that one was so cryingly. Huh?
The crime scene?
I'm never going to get over that. I'm sure Alina didn't even show up tonight because the one that she had picked was such a groaningly boring time. Except, I probably listened to that one a few times.
For the drive-by?
For the drive-by. Because I lost my shit when that drive-by happened. Totally, that was probably the most surprised I've ever been doing one of these yet.
I was surprised that it was a drive-by in that.
Everybody thought I was making it up. But it is absolutely true. And I actually found out, everybody, okay, this is a challenge to everyone. If you can, if you're looking for some sort of present for the show, if you're interested, it's the same author that did the scene of the crime. I think it was the same author that did that one. He did another one, another Choose Your Own Adventure, I'm not kidding, called Shadow of the Swastika. Okay? And I guess that you're like a Jewish escapee from a concentration camp trying to bring down Hitler. So if anybody can find that Choose Your Own Adventure, it's probably a British edition because I think he's a British writer. And it kind of showed through a couple of those things. But if anybody finds the Choose Your Own Adventure Shadow of the Swastika, yes, that would be like a totally New Year's. That would be something. That would be something. So where are we at on the decision making here? Are we
2 for the fishing boat and then 1 for shore?
2 for the fishing boat, 1 for shore. The fishing boat has it.
Okay, I vote for the fishing boat.
What's that now?
I'll vote for the fishing boat too. So.
All right, 278. I think everybody checked out. We'll see.
Roman's here now.
Prove me wrong, Roman. Come on, Rojo. Get on the action here. 278. You desperately wave your Kai cloak above your head until you're near to exhaustion. Pick a number from the random number table to see if your effort's been rewarded. Damn it! Okay, so I'm picking a random number now. 3. We're going to 41. He shoots you with a flaming arrow right through the chest. No.
You're dead.
You're in luck, for the boat at senior distress signal is heading towards you. It's a small fishing boat from the port of Ragnadorn. The fishermen are a rough-looking bunch, but they wrap you in a warm blanket and they offer you some food. So, I mean, they're big guys. I believe, actually, that crocheting was actually created by Portuguese fishermen, if you can believe that. The captain suggests that you sleep. It'll be 2 or 3 hours before you arrive back in Ragadorn. If you want to go to sleep and restore 1 endurance point, turn to 194. We get that anyway.
We're full health because of page flipping.
For stay awake and keep watch, I'm thinking everybody's going to say that. Keep watch. We got that. We're going to 251. Well, we don't gain anything by sleeping. Those guys could, shank us.
Yeah.
251. It's nearly dark when the small fishing boat passes through the harbor entrance of Ragadorn. You've seen still no sign of survivors from the storm, and you fear the worst. You notice that 3 of the fishermen are acting very suspiciously. They whisper to each other, and their eyes often glance at your money pouch. I think we still have 10 gold pieces, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's been dying.
As the boat sails into the estuary of River Dorn, they surround you and demand you hand over all your gold. You're about to fight them when an unexpected blow from behind knocks you to the deck. You see one of the fishermen raise his foot. As it strikes your head, suddenly everything fades into darkness. 194. We're probably going to wake up with an empty purse. That's what would have happened if we'd have slept.
Yeah.
But I guess this damn DM wants us to be broke, too.
Railroader, man.
When you...
It's gonna be money.
When you... Holy... Oh my God! Damn it! When you awake, you are shocked to find yourself lying beneath a wooden jetty, and the shallow water surrounding you fills your nostrils with a foul stench. As you stand, your head throbs violently as if you've been knocked unconscious. This is exactly what's happened to you. Your gold, your backpack, your weapons, and all your special items have been stolen by the fishermen. We got nothing. With a groan of despair, you climb out of the slimy water and pull yourself onto the jetty. Looking up, you see a faded sign. Welcome to Ragadorn. Why didn't you fight? Why didn't you want Mind Blast? What's going on? You fear the rumors about this place are true. It's nearly dark and started to rain. You must find the seal. Oh, yeah, you lost the seal of Hammerdal, too. Wait, let me show a picture of that. I forgot. I mean, it was one of those things. But it doesn't say anything about it. But give me the book cam. This is the seal of Hammerdal. Maybe it's something that shows that you're an emissary of the king. I'm not even sure. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
I guess maybe it shows you're an emissary of the king. It doesn't even explain it here. It just says that the king gave it to you. All right. So, welcome to Ragadorn. Thanks, folks. You must find the seal if you're to persuade the Durnese to give you the Summer Sword. So, your quest is done if you don't find the seal again. You see the market square with a stone signpost. Oh, God. In the center, indicating the various roads. We got a lot of decisions to make. If you wish to go east along Barnacle Street, turn to 215.
That's a real name.
Yeah. It does sound like something I would make up, but it's... although I'd probably call it Barnacle Bay or something. If you wish to go south along West Bank Wharf... Wait a second. Why are you going south on a West... I don't know. Okay, you're going south on West Bank Wharf. 303. If you wish to... Oh, this is a guarantee. We're going north. I mean, I know you guys pretty well. We're going north. Listen to this. If you wish to go north along Booty Walk, turn to 129. If you'd rather go west back to the jetty and search for the fishing boat, turn to 86.
I'm going with
I know. Andrew's going with Booty Walk. I will be
15.
I'll be dumbfounded if everybody doesn't go for Booty Walk. It's 129. Somebody say Barnacle instead of Booty Walk? I'm amazed. Who was that?
Christine.
Oh. Christine seems to be the voice of reason. Thank you, Christine. She's keeping it classy. So I guess opposites do attract. Oh, crap. All right. This has been a trip of crap. We have been through every possible misadventure. I'm actually kind of thinking about picking this up where we left off next time.
We died. We died.
But I mean, we didn't. We're barely scratching the surface of this.
It's a fun one.
I don't know. I can't decide. But where are we going? Barnacle Street, West Bank Wharf.
We got Southwest.
Southwest.
Or that Southwest Street or whatever.
Oh, south along West Bank Wharf. I'm amazed. Okay, you guys you're being contrary now. You know, if I had to have been so certain, you would pick Booty Walk for sure.
James said Booty Walk.
Yeah, you.
129.
Yeah. How many Booty Walks?
Changed to 129. It looks like.
Oh. All right.
But I have no idea where I got 215 from 129.
Well. All right. I'll give you a few more seconds for Booty Walk.
It's looking like that's going to win.
I think the Booty Walk's going to win. I mean, I think this is kind of before. I mean, I think by booty they mean like treasure or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but maybe they're thinking kids might think it's funny too. I don't know. Who knows? I probably would have picked booty. I may not have even known what a booty was when I read that. Anybody curious about my mug? The famous diabolical insect. Oh my gosh. I'm getting water drunk in this. Right here? Wait, let's go to Bookcam.
Alright, give me 1 second.
This is the famous Good Health Diabolical Insect. I'm saying it again! I said it again! What is happening? Diabolical Index. Good Health mug. From which I drink all of my elixirs. Whether it be salted tea or the current hydrogen-oxygen cocktail I'm imbibing just now. Is it Booty Walk? Did everybody know that we could also try to go back for that fishing boat? I don't know if it's going to let us, though, if we try. I think it'll turn us around again.
I didn't even know that was an option.
I said it in fourth place. I was just kind of going off by the Booty Walk, but I said it, yeah. Okay. If there's any misconception, we can try to go back and find the fishing boat again if we want. That's page 86. But I have a sinking feeling that everything we lost is completely gone. Man, we don't even have a sword. We lost everything.
We have our mind control.
At least we still have our skills. Damn, I guess we didn't have a whole lot. What do we have equipment-wise? Oh, we lost our shield.
Yeah.
Have we been using that?
What did the shield do?
Are you kidding me? My armor forgot we had a shield.
Well, I'm saying...
What in the name of hell flames?
What did the shield do is what I was asking.
It says right there.
But no, we haven't been using it.
Shield +2
No, we haven't.
combat skill points.
We haven't been doing it.
Like it matters. We've won everything. Okay, any changes? Everybody still going with the booty?
Diabolical insects.
Bastards. Who's giving me shit? Probably everybody. It's my own damn fault. It's been a hell of a day.
Booty walk.
There's a diabolical insect inside my damn skull right now. Okay, booty walk it is?
Yeah. No one said they wanted to go back to the boat.
Okay. Oh, shit. Hope we meet that guy. You pass several narrow warehouses lining the waterfront and reach the harbor wall. Here the road bears sharply to the right onto Tomb Street. Marching along the center of the street are 4 heavily armed city guards. Rather than be stopped and possibly arrested, you dodge into the alleyway off to your right. The guards suddenly halt opposite the alley entrance. If one of them should turn his head, you'll be spotted. Behind you is a small window leading into a crowded tavern. Without a second's hesitation, you climb through the window as quickly as possible. Well, you ought to be light on your feet, seems like you took every stinking thing you had. The tavern is full of brigands and drunks. The good-for-nothing crews of trading ships moored at the jetty, all singing and drinking while some try their strength at arm wrestling. All are so engrossed that no one notices you enter. In the far corner, you see the fisherman that robbed you. Yes! Booty Street! They are seated at a round table covered with empty ale tankards. You know that if you reach Durnoor in time, you must retrieve the seal of Hammerdal and your gold. Okay, if you want to confront the fisherman, turn to 104. If you wish to talk to the innkeeper at the bar, turn to 342. If you wish to try and win some gold crowns in arm wrestling, turn to 276. Otherwise known as, do you want to do the thing, or do you want two other dumb things that are going to pull you back towards the thing? That has to be it, right? I mean, does anyone not want revenge on these damn fishermen? They took every stinking thing you had. At least they could have left you with a sword, the bastards. I'll never forgive these guys. We ought to just mind blast them into oblivion right now.
We're still fighting out of 17, so.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Even though we could have been fighting in a 21. But,
Hey.
that's neither here nor there. He forgot. He says he forgot. So. What does everyone say? Do you want to take on the fisherman? Do you want to talk to the barman? Or do you want to...
104, confront fisherman.
What's that now?
104, confront fisherman?
Just one?
No, I'm saying just 104.
Yes. 104 is the... Okay, two of those. How are we doing on time?
We are over an hour for sure, because that's when Instagram played. We are at 120.
All right. We're going for the fisherman's next. The fishermen stare at you with open mouths. If they have just seen a corpse, return for the dead. Suddenly, one of them kicks over the table, and they make their escape through the back door of the tavern. In one bound, you leap over the table and pursue them out of the tavern into the darkness beyond. Sorry. I would give you a choice, but we're going after him. 231. The back door opens on a small square, in the center of which is a large tomb. The fishermen have disappeared into the gloomy streets. All that is, except for one who slipped on the wet cobblestones and knocked himself out. He's lying in the gutter with his face submerged in a puddle. You roll him over with your foot and search him. You discover 5 gold crowns. Why aren't you writing, Andrew? You discover 5 gold crowns, a dagger, and to your great relief, the seal of Hammerdal on his finger. All right, so we've gotten the major thing that we need back. I gotta check and see what the dagger gives us. It may not give us as much as the sword.
I thought we get +2 for anything.
Okay, yeah, we do. We get +2 for the dagger, so we're back. We're back.
We're back to 19. Well, we still don't have a shield, so.
You didn't use the damn thing anyway, so I don't even know what you're talking about. Okay. So basically, we got back what we desperately needed. I mean, did we lose anything? We lost our backpack, but in the backpack we only had, what do we have in there? Just the sword and the dagger, right?
Sword, a shield, and 10 gold coins.
Okay, so we're almost back to fighting strength again. So the question is, do you want to return to the tavern? Do you want to study the tomb, which seems like only could be that? I mean, although that's what I want to do. But do you want to head west along Tomb Street to 253? So if you want to return to the tavern, it's 177. If you wish to study the tomb, turn to 24. If you wish to head west along Tomb Street, turn to 253. If you wish to head east along Watchtower Street, turn to 319. And the other one is a discipline we don't have. So
Watchtower.
So are we going back to the tavern, to 177? If we want to study... So basically what it's saying is the fisherman slipped away, but we've gotten back almost everything we needed, and we got back what we desperately needed. So we can go back to the tavern, have a couple drinks, and arm wrestle. We can study the tomb that's there, which I think would kind of be fun. We just keep heading west on Tomb Street, 253, or we head the opposite direction along Watchtower Street, east, 319. I want to check out the tomb. Maybe it's a death wish. Maybe it's...
24.
124? 24. Study the tomb. All right, who's with me? Who is that? Christine. Yes! Awesome. All right. I just think that, I don't know, at this point, we're marked for death, so why not just jump into it gladly? Even though, I mean, it doesn't seem like any of these options are safe, really.
I mean, you can run after them, try to find them.
No, but it doesn't have that option. It just says go along the street, so we might stumble over them or we might not. But at least we got this.
What are we after anyway?
We're after the Summer Sword. It's like the Sword of the Sun. It's
Do we know where it's at?
it's a legendary sword. Well, we have to get to Sonnerlin or whatever. We're kind of in an adjoining town right now. But we still have to deal with the ghostly Death Hulks and the Tunnel of Tarnelin. Like, there's all kinds of fun stuff. So,
You just died early?
along with the other questions, I would kind of like your guys' input as to whether or not you want to continue this book in a couple of weeks, because I don't know. I think there's a lot to do in this one. So it's up to you. We can start something new in a couple of weeks for the next non-entry, or we can
We got 3 for the tomb.
continue on with this one. All right, we're going to the tomb. But think about that. Let me know in the comments whether or not you'd like to continue this next non-entry. It's in 2 weeks.
This one's actually more exciting than the other ones.
Yeah, I mean, it's really exciting. Where am I going? I'm going to 24. It is the crypt of Killian the Overlord. He had been ruler of Raggadorn, but he and many others in Raggadorn died during an outbreak of the Red Death 3 years ago. You suddenly recall a journeyman of your monastery called Swift Fox. Wow, I didn't even know there was another guy. He told you tales of his many travels to Raggadorn. The Red Death killed over half the population here. It also killed Swift Fox. So basically, you just read the tombstone. So all of our choices are the same, except for no tomb. So everything that we picked before, tavern...
Like a little Easter egg, I guess?
I guess it was just like a little Easter egg. We just learned something. Although it's kind of like ominous. Like if they would have given us some sort of thing to enter the tomb, the remains may have been rife with the Red Death and killed us. Or something. So, do we want to go back to the tavern? Do we want to continue east on Tomb Street? Or do we want to go west on Watchtower or whatever it is? That tomb was kind of a waste of time. It was interesting. I bet it looked cool. But I thought for sure that it was going to have some kind of demon of hell that came up from it where you say some incantation that would supposedly give you some kind of weapon. And then, some kind of Army of Darkness-esque thing would happen where you get a choice and then all of a sudden your head gets stretched. You look like Bruce Campbell. So, any choices? I think we'll probably go with the first one we get. If you want to return to the tavern, turn to 177. If you want to turn west along Tomb Street, go to 253. Or if you wish to head east along Watchtower Street, turn to 319. Everybody done for the day?
We're confused because it's the same options.
So everybody's kind of like, what the heck?
Yeah. Railroading.
Yeah, we're being railroaded by this book. But it's still interesting and fun.
Yeah.
This is the kind of jazz that goes on
Yeah,
in...
east, or let's go west for the first one. Say the first one.
First one?
2 for west, 1 for east.
2 for west, 1 for east?
Yeah.
Alright, we're going west along Tomb Street. 253. I'm trying to find a good place to stop. Alright, damn it.
It's a long book, actually.
This kind of seems like this is some kind of weird... This is lulling us into a false sense of security because it's just running us all over the place. This street follows the harbor wall towards the River Dorne, where it turns south into Booty Walk. As you pass the warehouses lining the waterfront, you recognize the stone signpost in the center of the square ahead. If you wish to continue south, go to 303. If you wish to return to the tavern, go to 177. Let's return to the tavern, because it just seems like that's what they want us to do.
Yeah, that's where the railroad is to. We gotta talk to the barmaid.
As, you know what? This book wants us to arm wrestle. There's no doubt about it. As you re-enter the tavern, you can see that most of the sailors are clustered around the center table to watch an arm wrestling contest. If you wish to enter the contest, turn to 276. If you wish to talk with the innkeeper, turn to 342. I mean, how many of us has not seen Over the Top? Have you not seen Over the Top?
Is that the arm wrestling one?
Is that the arm wrestling one? Yeah, it's the arm wrestling one.
Like the little spiked hair or whatever, the Russian dude or whatever.
Are you talking about Rocky IV?
No, I thought it was Over the Top. But maybe I'd never seen it.
Russian guy with spiky hair
I thought he was Russian.
and Over the Top?
It was like a crop top or whatever. Not a crop top, but a fade.
Did he have like stair steps on the side of his head?
I don't think so.
I don't know who he's talking about, but Over the Top, as far as I know, is the only. I mean, prove me wrong, everybody, but I think Over the Top is the one and only arm wrestling based action movie starring Sylvester Stallone that exists in this world. Apparently, he was trying to start another franchise, and he was trying to play off of the monstrous popularity of backwoods arm wrestling federations that lived out of the back of truck stops and had gigantic contests where they would win tractor trailers and stuff. It's one of those movies where the script had to have been a fever dream that somebody came, they were drinking with Hunter Thompson at a racetrack one night, and all of a sudden they came up with this movie. I don't know how that movie came out. It was a Canon film. I recommend watching a documentary about Canon films called Electric Boogaloo. It's fantastic. You'll find out about the rise of Chuck Norris and a lot of those movies that you've watched as you were children.
We got to enter the contest 267 or 276, 276.
So it's nothing but entering the arm wrestling contest. That's what I figured. That's what I would do because it's just going to twist you around until you get back to it anyway.
The innkeeper would be like, there's an arm wrestling competition going on over here.
Oh, thank God. Finally. A grim-looking sailor. Give me the book cam. Look at this crusty bastard. He looks like John Rambo's illegitimate son. A grim-looking sailor is challenging all comers to an arm wrestling contest. He is so confident of winning, he'll pay 5 gold crowns to anyone who beats him. As you approach his table, a serving girl whispers in your ear, "Be careful, stranger. He is an evil man. He breaks the arms of those who lose and murders any who beat him." As you face the sailor across the table, bets are made throughout the tavern. If you have the Kai discipline of Mind Blast, turn to 14. If you do not have this skill, conduct a wrestling contest as if you were in combat. Well, guess what? We gots it.
Definitely going to use it.
Definitely going to use it.
It's the first time we're able to do it.
Yeah, as the contest begins, use your Kai discipline to weaken your opponent's concentration. Beads of sweat stand out on his forehead, and his eyes gradually close as he withers under your relentless mind blasts. In less than a minute, he's collapsed to the floor, completely unconscious. Yeah. So the question becomes, why didn't you blast that one sucker in the bar then? Why'd you do it in his hand? That was just... What's he gonna...
You're just trying to show him that hurt him. You know what I mean?
There's a shocked silence as you scoop up the 5 gold crowns. We're back to our full gold crown image. You slap him up and you turn to leave, but as you reach the tavern door, an ugly thug draws his sword and blocks your exit.
Of course.
We got a dagger! Just as you are wondering what to do, there's a loud thud, and the man keels over to the floor. Behind him, to your surprise, stands the serving girl with a large wooden club in her hand. You thank her politely and race out the door into the darkened street beyond. Dude, you're in a tavern. Serving girl just saved you. Can we just cuddle? After running for 10 minutes in the dark, you spot a large stable and coach station through the gloom ahead. With the shouts of angry sailors still ringing in your ears, you quickly enter the building and spend the night safely hidden in the hayloft. I thought you were going to steal a horse. What's going on?
He just had a fluke real quick.
I'm really tired, even though I've been knocked unconscious a few times here. Okay, so we've moved around numbers a few times. Are we back to endurance strength again? We're gonna need these numbers.
We are up. We're full health.
You awake at dawn to the sound of a shrill cock crow. You can see the crooked streets of Ragadoran through a veil of heavy rain beating down on the cobblestones outside. It's been 6 days since you left Homeguard, and you're still 200 miles from Port Bax. You are in the loft of a very large coach station. A group of green-clad men have arrived and started to clean out one of the coaches. You overhear one of them say that the coach leaves for Port Bax at 1 o'clock this afternoon, and that the journey will take 7 days. You are hungry and must eat a meal here or lose 3 endurance points. We haven't got any meals.
I would say we just do it anyway. Is it a choice? Turn this page and eat a meal? Or?
It says you must eat a meal here or lose 3 endurance points. The meals that unless we're offered a meal, we have to eat the meals we have. We lost them. We had 2 meals. After the meal, if you decide if you would...
We can afford to lose it.
Huh?
We can afford to lose the endurance points.
Yeah. If you would rather descend the ladder to the street outside... Okay, we don't have a meal. Okay, so the question is, are we going to approach the coachman and buy a ticket for the journey to Port Bax, or descend the ladder to the street outside? I mean, I think it's a clear question. I would definitely be buying a ticket to Port Bax.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that if you're paying for it, they're not going to turn you away for looking ugly and looking ratty from all the bullshit that you've been through. So, I mean, it's... No matter what we do, it's going to lead into some kind of bullshit. So, I mean, even the safer, cleaner, least circuitous route, it's probably just going to lead us into hell anyway. So, I say that we buy a ticket and travel to Port Bax in style. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, it seems like if you descend the ladder, it'll be like, hey, bloke, maybe you should get a carriage to Port Bax. So... I say let's buy it, and then wherever it leads, if it leads to another dead end, we just kind of to be continued until 2 weeks from now. If that's what you guys want, I haven't heard any answers on that one yet, but I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. So let's see.
Brace yourself.
Brace myself. Have we been off for like 10 minutes?
No, you're fine.
Oh.
I can't do that.
Whenever he says brace himself, I always think that we've actually been offline for a while and I've been talking to myself. Not really myself, I'm talking to Andrew, kind of, but... When he doesn't forget we have a shield, that is.
Hey, we didn't need it.
Damn.
We didn't need it.
Yeah, I guess we didn't. We would have lost it anyway. Regardless of what happened. It seems like we smoked every opponent that we've been able to fight.
That's what I thought.
We've smoked, but Sometimes they didn't give us a choice. We just got knocked over. It seems like a lot of the people we're dealing with are cowards. They just keep knocking us over the head. But then again, the servant girl saved our butt with that one.
What are the choices again?
The choices are approach the coachman and ask to buy a ticket for the journey to Port Bax, turn to 136, or descend the ladder to the street outside, 238.
I say we buy a ticket.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It says to a journey to Port Bax. Maybe you might meet somebody to give you some information on the journey. You never know. We really don't know what could happen. I mean, the coachman himself could try to attack us. Anything can happen.
We can just give him our money, and then he just shoots us with an arrow, and we die immediately.
Well, nothing's going to happen that was as unexpected as that needle. Poison needle from this damn box. I mean, it's like, did he set that up for his kids? I mean, like, what?
He's on a ship with a whole bunch of people. Maybe he just doesn't trust any of his crew members.
But that's the thing, though. I mean, I guess you learn if someone's untrustworthy if they're dead on the floor of your cabin. So, I mean, what have you learned? They're dead. You just lost one of your guys. So, yeah, you learn that you don't trust them, and you're just learning that you don't trust them? I mean, I don't know. That's weird. But, any choices?
No one's saying anything.
All right, well, you and I'll just go with your vote, because my vote doesn't count. So we'll go with the 136. Because we ain't got all night. 136. The fare to Port Bax has 20 gold crowns, says the coachman in a gruff Ragadorian accent. We do not have gold crowns, so we have to go to 238. $238. Ooh. All right, there's some, wow, okay. I think that we're going to leave it right there. We don't have enough money to get the Port Bax, so as far as I can tell by this book, we have to enter into a little game called Cartwheel. If you can imagine what that would entail, I think that it might be kind of embarrassing, and it might be kind of lengthy, and we have to do a lot of math with our points and whatnot. So I'm going to leave it right there. You guys, let me know in the comments whether or not you want to pick this up next week or a couple weeks from now, or if you'd like to try something new. I'm kind of curious as to, I don't know, it seems like we've been running into a lot of problems with this game, or with this book. It seems like we kind of need to, I don't know, follow our instincts of where it wants us to go, because otherwise it just kind of like turns us around in circles and has us go like sightseeing, which is all well and good, but we're trying to like save a country and maybe even the world from the Dark Lords and stuff. So I think I'd like to pick it back up, but let me know in the comments what you'd like to do, or message me on my Facebook, or if you so choose, you can get a hold of me on Instagram. My Instagram is apparently Corey is a verb, and yeah, whatever. I don't know. And always, as always, MagicScrollNetwork.com. You can always check us out there and all the new shows. Definitely check out Pointless Discussions this week for their unveiling of something. I mean, they were working on the new theme song. They were working on the deplorables. There are all kinds of stuff in the works, so it could be revealing any of that stuff, and I'm really not privy to it, so I couldn't tell you even if I wanted to. Definitely look around for Cinematic Reality. They're going to be out filming that over the weekend, 605 and Brandon Pruitt. And check out Inverted for their Indiegogo. Definitely throw some money at them. It's an important time for indie horror. It seems like it's become easier and easier, so it's not always going to be quality stuff. So when you do find something like the Deranged Minds Entertainment, definitely check them out. And they got some really cool perks on their Indiegogo. So as always, go to Sean Burkett's and Concept Media's for the new Don't Hang in the Woods Part 2. Definitely fund them. They need to get that out there because, I mean, Sleaze. Can't live with it, can't live without it. You got to throw it out there. Also, just to remind you, Inamon Kai will probably be going on Tuesday instead of his normal Wednesday slot, and Heckles and Horror will be on in their place on Wednesday night. And its normal 10-ish range. We always go with a range around here. And I've got an idea of what I'm going to do next week for the normal Index episode. And I think it's going to be really interesting. So I'll probably let you know what that's going to be sometime later this week, or I don't know, maybe towards the weekend. We'll see what happens. I mean, I know what I'm going to do, but I don't know. I like to keep it on the down a little bit on that stuff. So definitely tune in for that all this week. Keep your eyes peeled for new shows that are also kind of secret. There's all kinds of new stuff coming out here and there with us, so check it out, definitely. MagicScrollNetwork.com. This is Corey Dawson, live from the Paradox City Books and Games in Rising Sun for the Diabolical Index non-entry episode number 5. So this would be episode 10 of the Diabolical Insect. Oh my god! This is my show! I made up the stinking name. Why do I keep screwing it up? I need a t-shirt.
Diabolical Insect.
It has to say Diabolical Insect on there. Maybe that's what I'm gonna... I mean, what was I calling them before? I called them the Dexters. That's what I was calling the followers of the people. So I guess if you're a Dexter that makes some kind of slip up, you become a Diabolical Insect. I don't know. Anyway, Diabolical Index for April 9th, 2018. Whew. Where the pages of the Uncanny reside. And as always, keep it squirrely. The squirrel was magic!